G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, Jade. In our last episode we built a couple of things, one of them being the pretty little science graph so we can track which sciences are doing alright, which sciences are a little bit behind. Also we built the recycler upcycler. It makes better quality recyclers which don't help us get any higher quality items out, but what it does do is it does run the recyclers faster, which is very important on a planet like Fagola where you have an awful lot of items that need to be recycled, so having faster recyclers is definitely a very important thing. But today, what I want to do is I want to build a ship. Preferably 2 ships if I'm really lucky, but the ship's going to be a little bit large, so I don't know whether we're going to get 2 built in one episode. But what we're going to do is we're definitely going to try. So first thing I want to do is I want to build a brand new ship called the Enders here. As you can see, I've put in some prep work, just built the platform, also a little bit of storage, because I want to send this ship all the way out to, well, the solar system edge and probably beyond, because although we have an awful lot of science, or some of the sciences we have an awful lot of, and although when science comes in, it does very well, obviously if I had higher productivity on my science, that would be very helpful. Here on Narvis, we do have legendary productivity modules in as many labs as possible. Also, I have rows and rows of legendary labs which do process faster. They're surrounded by beacons, they're surrounded by modules. We're doing everything we can, but as you can see, I have a productivity 100%. If I could research productivity, that would be very helpful, but to do that I need to research Prometheum science, which is going to be the first thing we need to do. Can I queue you up? I'm going to slide you back to, actually we'll do it after that one, because we're going to have to turn on the agricultural science to do that, and we can squeeze out a low density structure because this is almost complete first. But also I need to design the ship. So what we need to do is we need to talk about what we need on this ship to go all the way out to the edge of the system. If we go and look at the Factopedia, can I? Yes, I can alt click on that. Okay, so as we go out towards the edge of the system, from Aquilo out to the solar system edge, you can see we have big oxide asteroids. Big oxide asteroids are these ones. They have a decent amount of hit points. We can take them out with a rocket. That's not too bad. But if we go to, no, I want that route. Okay, we also have huge asteroids. Huge asteroids, and these are we're going to encounter as we get further and further out to the edge. Huge asteroids have a little bit of a problem. 99% explosive resistance, which means rockets don't do a very good. 99% laser resistance, also rockets don't do well. Lasers are not going to be useless. Fire resistance and electrical resistance are both 100%, and physical resistance is 3,000. And then 10%. So the first 3,000 hit points, the first 3,000 damage points get ignored, and then 10% of whatever's left over passes through. If we go and look at our rockets, we have a damage of 1.16 explosive. So that pretty much means that our rockets are going to be absolutely useless. So what we need to do is we need to look at a bigger and better option. Of course, that is going to be railguns. The railgun ammo does 4,000 physical. We can get a couple of railgun researches, which we're going to have to do. Bit of railgun damage, bit of railgun shooting speed. We can get those done fairly easily. But first thing is we need to design a ship. So I have, as I said, the Enders here. Now I've done a bunch of tutorial videos on different builds for different ships, different modules you can stitch together, and that's where we're going to be starting with. So we're going to need to have a ship module. Tile-level railgun sounds like a pretty good module for us to start with, and this is going to be very simple. We're going to drag that out like that. That's pretty much what we need. They're already pre-filtered, so we have lasers shooting small and medium all the way through, because lasers can hurt. Medium laser 90% resistance, small laser 20% resistance, so lasers can shoot those things. We have guns which are also shooting small and medium because, well, physical damage 10% and physical damage 0%. But then we have a bunch of rockets. Rockets are aiming at the big ones. So there has 2,000 resistance plus 10%, but only 10% for explosive. Rockets shooting explosives, so they should be able to take out those fairly easily. And of course we have the railguns at the front, which are aiming for huge and huge. Cool. So this is going to be our very first module. Can I put you... Okay, can I delete this? And can I put you here instead? Alright, so we just have a... Can cut that again. Can I delete that? And can I put you, let's go with here. And then can I take this module, rotate it, and put you there. Okay, and then we're going to take that one and line you up. I'm going to trim off the extra on the front again, and I'm going to line you up here. Good. So this is our asteroid belt. Each one of these guys, grab asteroids, shove them through to there. Can I get a bunch of solar panels just so we have some sort of power on board? Copy and paste. Cool. All right, so asteroids are grabbed by the asteroid collectors. They're shot through here and they come out on this belt. They are only on one side of the belt. You can always put in a balancer to just sort of shove them from one side of the belt to the other. That's not really much of an issue. I do need ammo to come through here, and I can't fit a rocket in there. That's fine. Okay, can we have lasers come through to here? Sure. Can I have my other ammo belt come through to here? And it needs to go in there. And then we're going to just slot this through to there. I want guns. We're just going to put some guns along there and some guns along there. We just need to design a corner really quickly. You, and you. I can put in extra guns in a little bit if I want to. I don't know if I need to. I don't really want to worry about grabbing asteroids in the corner, but what I do want to do is I do want to have railguns. So can I put 2 rails there, 2 rails there? Can I put 2 rails there, 2 rails there? Okay. Can I remove you and you? Can I have you rotated to that direction, and that direction? That should give us pretty good corner coverage. Can I have you have ammo, you have ammo, and you're a little bit further away, so can I get you a long head inserter, and here and here? That should be everything we need, ammo wise, gun wise, etc, etc. Cool. Some solar panels have started showing up. All right, so that should be a corner done. That should be our front protection done. We're just designing. We're designing at this point. Once we're finished designing, using some of the modules I've pre-made, then we can look at, well, actually deploying the whole ship. So we have railgun ammo here, and also ammo for the guns on this outside belt. This inside belt is obviously going to have rockets on it for the rocket launchers, and that should be just about it. Okay, next module we're going to need is, well, obviously I'm going to need to make rails, rockets, and I built the ship at 100 by 100 tiles, and I'm like, that'll give me plenty of space to build. Obviously not. All right, next module we're going to have is going to be rails and rockets. Okay, I need to make railgun ammo. Also need to build rockets. Now, this is a very, very simple build. It should be everything we need. Obviously, scale might be an issue. I need to work out the total design of the total size of the ship. Probably going to be fairly large, because the other thing I want to do is I want to build everything out of normal quality only. That's the really big stressor. I don't want to have legendary everything, because legendary everything just trivializes everything. I want to build everything out of normal quality. So this will let us bring in iron and also calcite down here on this bus, and let us make molten iron. Molten iron will then let us make steel, also iron. Iron's going to come up here. It's going to go into rocket production first, and then ammo production last, and then ammo and rockets are going to go out in one belt. I can always modify that afterwards. And then we have rockets over here, which are going to have their copper cable from, again, we have a single machine making molten copper, which receives copper off the bus and also receives calcite from down here. And then that'll give us copper wire, and steel, the two main recipe items for the railgun ammo. Last thing is explosives. Explosives need to have off the ice and calcite belt. They need to have ice to give us water. We also need to have, with the water, we need to have carbon and also sulfur. So we have carbon coming in down here, which will then get fed in all these machines. Sulfur's on the outside belt. So these guys are going to grab sulfur and then also output coal to the outside belt as well. And then, of course, coal plus sulfur plus water will give us explosives. Of course, we're going to do these in the cryogenic plants. They're not any faster than a chem plant, but I can put in way more modules, and that's what really matters. And that should be enough for us to get explosives out, being the last ingredient, to make a whole bunch of railgun ammo. Yes, in fact, this is going to do 3.6 per second, which is not a lot. I'm probably gonna have to expand things, but I want to have these modules, okay? Because that way, if I need more rockets, I just copy and paste this. And the fact that we have a whole bunch of foundries, all surrounded by one beacon, all sharing one simple fluid pipe, they're just a whole lot more compact than, trying to build things in straight rows. I prefer to have things more compact when building spaceships. All right, so that gives us ammo production, more ammo production, and then we have the front, we have the corner. We're obviously going to need a few more things. One thing we're definitely going to need is a power plant. Can I have a 1.9 gigawatt power plant that's square? Obviously, this would go near the hub. Can we just paste you? Remove that. Put that out there. Cool. Can I put, where are we? Ship modules. Can I put you here? You have flippy. You would go somewhere near the hub. Okay. So that's going to give us 1.9 gigawatts to play with. That should be an awful lot for our little ship. If we need to add more, we can always get a bigger power plant or put in two. Next things we're going to need are going to be items like an asteroid re-roller. We're going to need to have an asteroid re-roller somewhere on the ship. So our asteroid belt's obviously going to come down here, round to the back. And can we just put an asteroid re-roller there? I know I'm going to need one. I'm also going to need asteroid processing, which is going to be one for iron, and then no, I'm going to pick up the whole book. Can I have the whole book? And scroll, and more scrolling. Eventually we'll get there. Nope. Okay. One for iron, one for ice, and one for carbon. Okay, so I'm going to need one of each three of those just to process asteroids. They'll put copper on one belt, iron on the other, calcite on one belt, ice on the other, and then finally sulfur on one belt and carbon on the other. They probably pass due to be upgraded to stack inserters, but we can do that when we get to the final build. Last thing we're going to need is obviously engines. I do have some different engine designs. That's probably our best bet. Okay, what did we build on the last ship? We built... You. What do you have? You have the exact same design, except it's buried within a bunch of stuff. And you've just stopped. You receiving items? No. You have everything you need. Okay, can you fly on a gleba? So you're doing a normal quality only. Okay, you're doing 160, 170, 180. The hull's obviously a lot smaller than the new ship we're going to be building. Call it 200. But then we can just add more engines. So can I grab that module? Can I grab that module? And we're going to need one of these. Okay. Obviously, it's probably going to have to be a whole lot bigger because this ship is going to end up being a whole lot bigger. You are receiving items. Probably not as fast as I'd like, but you are receiving items. Nervous. You're not trying to send things up. Are we out of platforms? Am I out of platforms? 5 platforms, 3 platforms. Yeah, I'm out of platforms. Okay, can I upgrade you? And upgrade you. And I don't really want to upgrade the speed modules, so we'll just leave that at that. I don't have blue speed modules. And I might have blue assemblers. Actually... if I have blue assemblers, I would prefer blue assemblers to come across here and make this science pack go faster. And that one as well. Okay. All right. So we have the basic structure, the basic plans, the basic bits and pieces. What I need to do is I need to obviously wait for a whole lot of space platforms to get launched up. Also need to wait for some fusion generators and some railguns to be hauled from Aquilo back to Narvis, we have this ship that hauls them back 10 at a time. So it's going to take a couple of trips, but that's fine. I've got time to waste whilst we get everything delivered. So give me a sec to work out a finalized design, and then, well, we can get it put together. The ship is designed. It's not quite built yet, but it's a bit of a monster. So we have our power module. So we have our 5 reactors giving us 1.9 gigawatts. And, well, I've already put the fluid in there, and it's pretty much ready to go. It even has some fuel cells, so it's ready to turn on. We have our ice processing, our carbon processing, and our iron processing. As you can see, there's an awful lot of all 3 of them. On top of that, we have a whole lot of belts, but let's get down to the engines. So we have a very, very long row of engines because, well, as you can see from the map preview, it's a bit of a beast of a ship. It's already 3,000 tons, and it's still building. We have an asteroid re-rolling system. In fact, we actually have 2 of them because the asteroids are split at the front of the ship and brought down both sides. As for our gun placement, well, not a lot changed. On the sides, I've dropped a couple of railguns, replaced them with some lasers, some guns. But across the top, we have nothing but railguns and a couple of extra little tiles right there. So we have nothing but guns across the front. We have all our asteroid collectors. We can see that I've saved tiles where I can. So anywhere we don't need extra tiles put in, I've removed them. I think I want you actually to go sideways. No, you won't fit. Okay, we're going to put you there. We're going to copy paste those across, and we're going to do that. And you're in the way. Yeah, I don't know whether you're going to get fed fast enough. Okay, if I put you there, and you there, and you there. Yeah, last minute design choices. Yeah, okay, can I remove those extra tiles? Sure, it's literally hung on by a couple of tiles, but that's fine. Now I really want to put another one here. If I put you there, I can't get ammo into you. That's the only problem. Actually I can. Okay, can I slide you down? Can I put one of these here? And we can put ammo in there. And can I grab a laser? We'll put a laser there to fill that hole. Cool. A little bit more defenses on the side. Never hurt. All right, so we have our size. This guy sticks out a little bit, but that's going to be perfectly fine. We have many asteroid grabbers. We have many solar panels just to get the system booted. It's probably a little bit too much, but I had a lot of free space, so I might as well fill them with solar. And on the right-hand side, we have, well, our iron processing, more iron processing, because rockets and also ammo use a whole lot of iron. We have another iron processor. This is dedicated steel for our railguns. As you can see, probably got a little bit overboard with the railguns. I admit it. It's probably a little bit too much, but I prefer to have too much than not enough. Explosives, I just have a completely dedicated circle of explosives with a dedicated circle of coal, with another dedicated circle of explosives, another dedicated circle of coal, and then finally a dedicated circle of nothing but water to run this whole system. This water and this water are separate from one another because I didn't want to double up, and there just didn't seem to be a lot of purpose to bringing a pipe from there down to there. Yeah, they both should be fine. The biggest thing about this ship is, if I select everything, we bring this up, nothing is ever any higher quality than normal. So this is something you should be able to build early game, late game, whenever you want, as long as you have all the technology. And I might modify this corner as well. You already have lots of guys. Can I put one here? I can put one there. Okay, you're feeding into there. You have long hand inserters feeding into you, and yeah, we'll call that a win. See, now I really want one here on the side as well, facing this way. It's something I found with ships. I just cannot get the corners to match ever. They're always slightly different. I can slide you over, and then I can slide you to there. But now you're sticking out an awful lot. Yeah, corners I find funny. Anyway, this ship is going to take a little while to get built. We're absolutely out of platforms. I need another 20,000 platforms to get this built. We're also waiting on more fuel cells, obviously, and a lot of railguns, and also a lot of rockets. I have 70 rockets out of 112 required, and I have 30 out of 121 railguns. I do have, the transport cube is out here picking up, well, our 110 railguns. It's already got the rockets on board, So once it gets back to Narvis, it can drop off both of those. It's just going to take a little while to get them loaded because, well, railguns ship in rocket capacity 1. So yeah, that means these 3 rocket launchers need to launch them one at a time. It does mean it's going to take a little while to get them launched from Aquilo, but once they're launched, then it'll drop them back on a Narvis. Narvis can launch them up to here. Narvis does not have a rocket launching problem in the slightest. We have plenty of silos. What we don't have is we don't have enough platforms. I stockpiled, we'll call it 5, 10, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. I normally stored 20,000 platforms. I'm ready to go. But the ship just ate 20,000 platforms and didn't even think about it. So I've put in a couple of buffer chests just to grab extra platforms and pop them over the side. And I've also doubled up where I could to have extra boxes that these machines can place into. I've also thrown in a beacon and upgraded the machine slightly. So whilst we're waiting for that to run, research, we finished off the processing unit productivity, which now means if we go to Vulcanus and we have a look at you guys, you should have a 300% productivity. You do, so that stopped that 1.25% loss that I had on the green circuits, the red circuits going into the process, because we're only at a productivity of 295. Now we've hit the magic 300%. Also means that research-wise, I finished off low density structure 17, also Prometheum science pack, and now we're doing plastic bar research, because why the hell not? It also means that our moldy ship is back up and doing mold and shipping that back and forth. Biter eggs, and just keep shipping the biter eggs back over to gleba as well. One thing I do want to do on Narvis is go to my go to my labs. Now, my labs, I've always designed them so they'd never have any mold in them, but they'd always make sure that we only turned on the mold ship when we're moving across moldy science and when we're actually using moldy science. What I'd like to do is I'd like to just automate it and just leave moldy science turned on. If we get moldy science shipped here, that'll be fine. And to do that, all I need to do is have a longhand inserter, and a couple of active providers. And that's all we need to be able to get the mold out. It does mean I lose a beacon, but frankly, at the moment, if we hover over the science graph, I can't really keep up with science. The labs are now going faster than what the... Can I copy that? I put you there. The lab's now going faster with the improved beacons and also the improved beacons and the improved labs themselves are actually running a whole lot faster than what we can transport science and make science. So I'm going to replace those. Come on. You're not going to highlight at all. I hope that's the right tile. Yes. Okay. Can I do that one and that one? It also means that now every single lab is going to get marked for legendary, but I'm fine with that. They can all become legendary with legendary modules sooner or later. We just need to produce said legendary modules and legendary labs. We're still making labs wherever it is over here, and we're just throwing out and reprocessing any labs. Can I have those? Maybe. It doesn't say no. That's definitely a good sign. I don't know if I have those. I do have those quality modules here. Okay, so we're definitely processing the biolabs. Yeah, biolabs, but the chance of getting a legendary is one in not many. So we were already using, if I go over here, epic labs, everything was already made epic, but now everything we made legendary. Okay, that also means that yes, these guys can process out any mold should we have any mold. Also means that science-wise, I want to grab okay, you need Vulcanus research, you need for goal research. So can we get 1, 2, 3? 3 shooting speeds, can we get damage? 1, 2, 3. We might as well prepare for the next endeavor. Whilst we do that, where are you? You are waiting for 10,000 science, which is taking incredibly long, and you are just dropped off science and coming back. And the graph still says 0 because 10,000 science just doesn't put a dent in the amount of requests I have. We have... yeah, 2,000. It's like 0.2%. because the graphs are set to like 1,000,000. All right, but it does mean now I have mold here. If I have mold here, I do want to do something with mold. Can I get you, and you? And we're going to have you and you. And I have a belt come up, down, and down here. And I want to go there. And you are going to be filtered for legendary. And I get a passive provider. And 2 request chests that you need to be that type. And you have a filter of blacklist legendary and Bob. All right. So you're going to be requesting in spoilage. That one in that quality, and then you're going to be doing that quality spoilage, and then you'll be doing that quality spoilage. We're going to turn on buffer chests just on the off chance. I've obviously had 19 fish that have rotted. Yeah, and you are going to be doing spoilage outright, and I've had probably an awful lot of fish that have rotted, or a little bit of science that's rotted. And yes, we're just going to run them like that. Anything that's legendary will end up in this chest. Legendary spoilage is actually useful. Every other spoilage is not really useful. So this is just going to get rid of our spoilage, and we can probably attempt that. Yeah, I should be able to attempt that. Don't know. Can we hover over, where are we, modules? I have 0, I have 84. Okay. So, no, I can't do that because I just don't have any of the higher quality modules. But that'll get rid of any spoilage I have. I know I could burn it off, but I prefer not to burn it off. I'd prefer to upcycle it if possible. And I need to wait for another 18,000 platforms. Also, I need to wait for another 55 guns. And after I've done that, I actually have to wait for the asteroids collectors to actually collect something so we actually have some fuel down here. So it's going to take a minute or two for this ship to get up and running, but that does mean that after I have all the platforms here and we're waiting for this to fuel up, I can possibly go look at a different ship or something else. But for right now, I think I'm just going to leave. I think I'm going to put in a break. I want to put in a break before and actually have this ship built before the end of the episode, because I'd like to see this ship at least built. All the platforms here, all the railguns here, everything here, and it at the point where it started collecting some asteroids. So the ship is now built. It's taken quite some time, but that's all right. I've been mucking around on the other planets, just optimizing where I can, whilst I was waiting for the millions and millions of space platforms to launch up. As you can see, it's 7,500 tons, and although we have plenty of engines, it's not going to do a very high speed because, well, it's 7,500 tons. It's also very, very wide. I wanted to make a wide ship, but I also wanted to make sure that it would be fully defended, and I was intentionally making out of common items. If I used higher quality items, I could make a much, much smaller ship, but I wanted to make something that was easy to get to and something you could build without quality. Now, as for the ship itself, we can see that we're full on iron, so we have a decent amount of iron. That's not uncommon. There's an awful lot of iron around Narvis, but we're definitely short on carbon and also on ice. We have giant belt buffers, but I need to fill them up. So what we need to do is we're going to take the ship. We're going to set it onto Vulcanus first. It's going to stop there for 30 seconds and obviously at the same time fill up its buffers with as many asteroids as it can find. After that's going to head on to Gleba, then Fagola, then Aquilo, and then we're going to have a circuit condition, so it stops here at Aquilo, because once it gets to Aquilo, I want to start the next episode, where we send this ship off out into the greater depths. We do have 1.9 giganewtons worth of thrust, but as you can see, even with the engines going full bore, they're not optimized. They're not optimized at all. They're just burning as much fuel as we possibly can, because, well, we make an awful lot of fuel. We actually make more fuel than what the engines can burn. If I click on a pipe, you can see it's not really emptying at all. Actually, it's emptying a little bit. Working. No, it is emptying a little bit. Maybe they're designed for 70% efficiency. I can't remember. How many engines do we have? We have 19. 19 times 120 fuel is 2,200, and we make 1,800. Yes, so we're making enough fuel to run them at 70% efficiency after we've burned off the excess in the pipe, which is probably not going to take that long considering how big this ship is. But as you can see, our max speed is about 130, 150. It's not a super fast ship, but with the lasers shooting at most things, the guns cleaning up, the railguns have been prioritized for just the huge asteroids, and the rockets are prioritized for the big asteroids. It's perfectly fine. It's just a slow ship, a very slow ship, and the lasers take, well, the brunt of the killing. If we, again, look at our power usage, we can see that we're running on pretty much pure solar still. Occasionally, the fusion generators kick in and do a little bit. Like the last minute, 1 megawatt compared to 120, 190 megawatts. So yeah, the fusion generators kick in a little bit when the lasers really go overboard. Also, when we go out to further out to space, where we're going to have a whole lot less solar. But with that said and done, we're going to come back for the next episode, where hopefully this ship has some full buffers of both carbon and ice, and therefore all these belts back here are all topped up and full. We can see we are throwing out some ice. Let's see some ice. Yeah, we threw out some ice. We're throwing out a lot of carbon because I need a lot more sulfur to make a lot more explosives and a lot more coal, and make sure the ammo belts are also fully buffered. Haven't fully buffered on railgun ammo yet, and rockets seem to be, where are we? Rockets. Yeah, rockets are fully buffered. So rockets are ready to go. The rail cannon is not yet. This is only loaded on one side. Maybe I should there. Let me just do forward, round, and back. There we go. We'll load it on both sides of the belt. That way we can have twice as much storage. The ammo I can't load on both sides of the belt because we have railgun ammo on the other side of the belt. Well, technically I could. Can I do... Yeah, I know transport belt's in the way. Can I do that and then do that? And railgun ammo. Can I move you two across one? Can I have you go there? Technically there. Yep. That way we'll load half on one side, half on the other. But yes, we're definitely short on explosives. And it's just that the builds are getting up and running. And that's just down to, I need the buffers full. Everything's ratioed out to be, well, premium. But we make, ooh, should really look at this. We make per second 18 railgun bullets. We make per second 70 ammo, and per second we make 33 rockets. So on a per minute scale, which is what Factorio normally works with, 2,000, 4,000, and I think it's 1,000. Yeah, 1,000. So that's the numbers we need to work with. But yes, very big ship, very slow ship. So I'll see you in the next episode. We've made it out to Kilo, and we can set ourselves off to the solar system edge, and then we can finally look at doing the next tier of research, the next tier of science, where we start picking up Prometheum science. In the meantime, just getting a little bit more asteroid productivity because I don't have rarer quality modules in here, so our productivity is capped at 140%. It's perfectly fine. There's more than enough crushing here. You don't need the extra productivity, but obviously the more productivity you have, the less asteroids you need in per second, for the more resources out per second. Anyway, like I said, I'll leave this episode here. If you're interested in this blueprint for this particular ship, or its upgraded version where it goes out and picks up Prometheum science, they are all available to my Patreon members, my way of giving back to those that support the channel. But with all that said and done, I'll see you in the next episode, where we send the very big The End Is Here ship off to the end of the game. With all that said and done, as always, thank you for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.